it's Stacy from Alluring Wreath Designs, and today I'm going to show you how to make these super cute candy corn trees. You can put these on your table as a centerpiece. So I'm going to make this third one. So we have a little cluster. I'm going to show you how to do it. This is an easy project. You don't need many items at all. Just one of these styrofoam combs, a couple of these floral pens, which you can get at Hobby Lobby or Walmart. Any craft store usually has them. A pair of scissors, 3 different colors of yarn, and for this project I've chosen the candy corn theme. You can also do this for Christmas, so if you get greens you can make Christmas trees and decorate those. Would be so cute. You're also going to need a little hot glue. So this project is super easy and you can do with your kids. I would just take note that when you get to the hot glue part, that you go ahead and take that part from your kids. You don't want to get their little fingers burnt. So just be very careful with that. Otherwise, super easy project and fun. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'll set these just aside here. So you want to get a styrofoam tree. Go ahead and we'll take the plastic off of it. Thank you all for tuning in, and if you haven't done so, give my my YouTube page a like. We're going to start with the bottom. So we'll start with the yellow. And there's really no measuring here. Right on this edge, I don't know if you can see, but there is a seam line. And so that's the edge that we want to start with when we put in our floral pin. And that's just to hold down the yarn. So if we put it vertically here on the line, it'll hide underneath, so you won't see it. No seams. See? So you just want to push that in just a little bit. So that it's nice and snug. You won't have to glue here. You're only going to need to glue on the tip, on the very top when we cover it, and on the bottom when we get to that part. So from here, we're just going to, not pulling too tight because that'll change the tightness on the yarn itself. So we just want a nice snug, so not too tight, but tight enough to where it stays in place. And then we'll just go around towards the bottom. We're going to try to make sure that it's nice and straight all the way around at that level. And we'll just go around in a circle. Just keep spinning it. Making sure that you're abutting the other edge of the yarn that you've already gone around with. Don't want to leave any gaps. You don't want to see the styrofoam poking through underneath. Hope everybody's having a great day today. And after you make yours, I would really love to see how they turned out. So if you could, in the comments, shoot me a photo so I can see how they look. Now I'm not going to cover the bottom part. I left that open on the previous ones. Just because that would require a lot of glue, and you know, hot glue can burn, so we want to make sure that we keep it as safe as possible. When we get to the last part at the very bottom, we're going to want to glue that on so that it doesn't fray off the bottom of your cone. So we'll hold that tight. And then grab our glue. And then just ever so carefully hold that in place. keep going around. And then when we get it all the way around and covered, we'll just cut a little piece off. And just like that, it's all covered. So now we'll move on to the orange. Grab another pin. And we're going to want to start this and go in the other direction so that you don't have a gap between the yellow and the orange. Again, you want to start on that seam. Countersink your pin in just a little bit so that it's not sticking out. And then just start going around in a circle. You want it to come right up against the yellow. Again, leaving no white shown. And if you need to just kind of push it down a little bit with your fingers as you go, you make sure that you don't have any gaps in between your circles. And just continue spinning. And again, you don't have to measure out with a ruler how far you want to go with each color, because all the candy corns are just a little bit different. So it's always good to just always have you know, the human factor in there, that it's not perfect. And again, I'm just trying to make sure that there's no white showing through the orange yarn. So I stop every couple of rolls and try to push it all down. Keep it tight, but not too tight. Just enough to where it holds its position. And that looks pretty good. I think I'll stop the orange there and then do the rest of the point in white. So I find my seam right here. Now at this point I can go ahead and start my white using the same pin. So before you put this one all the way in with the orange tied to it, we'll stick the white in there as well. And remember to push it down, countersink it into the styrofoam, that way it'll hold both tight. So here's what I did. I just put both of these into the same pin and have them side by side. And we're just going to cut off some of the excess. And then I'll pull those up so that we can cover them with the white. And then start going around with the white yarn, abutting it to the orange yarn. Make sure there's no gap. Again, just making your circles snug enough to where they stay in place, but not so tight that they're pulling the yarn tight. So now on this tip, we're gonna finish it a little bit differently than we did the yellow at the bottom. We're actually gonna take the yarn all the way across the top to secure it and make sure that, because you're gonna see the top of this if you have it as a centerpiece on your table. So we wanna cover that part too. Okay, so this is where I'm going to start getting it with the glue again. And again, just a little bit, just enough to hold it in place. It's best to use a low temp gun if you've got one, because the styrofoam, Okay, so all I did was finished up putting in the yarn in the top, have that glued in, and as you can see, it sits perfectly. And now we can add it to the other two, and you have a really cute centerpiece for your table. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and once again, if you could please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks a lot. I'll see you soon. Bye.